In the Senate Gallery of the Old Capitol Museum is Mississippi's Hall of Fame. These are people who have made significant contributions to Mississippi over the years. There's 130 portraits hanging here, including that of Mississippi's only Nobel laureate, William Faulkner. Faulkner's home, Rowan Oak in Oxford, is visited by thousands of people from all over the world every year. But if you talk to the people who work there, they'll tell you pretty quickly, not all of those visitors are from this world.
I'm Edie Green. I'm the Assistant Director of Television at Mississippi Public Broadcasting, and I was part of the crew on a shoot of Conversations with Ken Burns here at Rowan Oak a couple years ago.
Bruce Levingston was interviewing Ken Burns in Faulkner's library. We closed down that day for the interview. All was quiet on the set. We had a sign on the door, trying to be as quiet as we could.
I was sitting here on the stairs because the conversation was taking place next door and there wasn't room for the producer nor I to be in the room. And all of a sudden there was this clanging.
Everyone was listening to Ken Burns give these wonderful answers to his interview questions. And all of a sudden you hear this loud clatter and we were like, what was that?
I jumped, I turned, I wanted to see what it was, and there was a phone that was in the middle of the floor. But it had been on the chair. The assistant curator had been sitting in the chair. She'd gotten up and left, and she left her phone behind. I suppose it could have slipped off the chair, but it seemed to have gone a long way for just a phone sliding off a chair. And it seemed to make a lot of noise for a phone just sliding off of a chair. Later on when we watch the show, you can hear the phone hitting the floor in the interview.
This is an interesting life story that has on its cusp the sense of what can you do for others, and that's the service that we spend a lot of time paying lip service.
The assistant curator came back and she was kind of making a puzzled face at why her phone was on the floor, but after the interview was over she said, "Oh, that's the ghost." And we kind of laughed, and then the curator came in and he said, "Oh, that ghost, he always acts up when we have people here, when we're doing something." What really amazed me about it was how matter-of-fact they were. They were just, yeah, that's the ghost, yeah.
Who wouldn't want it to be haunted, right? I mean, honestly, everyone would want it to be haunted. You know, every ghost story starts out the same way. An old house in a tragedy, you know, and we just haven't found the tragedy yet.
The house closed for huge renovations for about 2 years in the early 2000s. I think it was 2002. And to prepare for the renovations, Bill went around to all the rooms and took photos of how all the furniture was, just to make sure that they could put everything back the way it was. And he took this photo in Estelle's bedroom, Faulkner's wife. Looking at it, he noticed something pretty strange. This is a blown-up version of the photo, and then we have the original here in the newspaper clippings book. But when you're looking out of Estelle's window, there's a bench outside. And in this photograph, there are a couple things missing that are actually outside, and there's something that's not usually there. Looks like a person is sitting on the bench, or it's more like a wispy kind of cloud. Looks like it's on the bench. So the photo was taken in this room. This is Estelle's bedroom. It was taken from the window that's on the right side of her bed. So it's facing the backyard.
And through Estelle's window, there seems to be two figures in the backyard. One sitting on the bench, like I am now, this very bench, and then someone standing next to it. But also, what's interesting is what's not there. The grape arbor is gone, the house in the back isn't there, the hedges are missing, and a tree's gone. It's very strange. You can't miss that tree when you go through the window, but it's not there in the photograph. There's just negative space behind them. It's very strange. There's, from the sky to the ground, there's nothing but black space. We've had real live ghost hunters come out here and do some ghost hunts out here. But they didn't find much, especially in the house. The only time anyone's ever found anything is in the little servants' quarters behind the house.
Some visitors sometimes say that they felt a presence in different rooms, particularly the guest bedroom.
But the probability, I don't know. There's some strange things that have happened.
I was opening up one morning, and part of our opening procedures involves going in Faulkner's bedroom and turning on the light because you can't access the light switch from out here. And I noticed his pillow was sunken in, and it looked like just like your pillow looks after your head has been laying there all night. I noticed it was sunken in a perfect head shape, and I was like, okay, that's weird. And so I just fluffed it up and then tried not to think about it for the rest of the day.
He loved to tell ghost stories. His niece even wrote a book about this ghost stories he used to tell at Rowan Oak, called The Ghost of Rowan Oak by Dean Faulkner Wells. He did. He enjoyed telling ghost stories. He enjoyed reading ghost stories as well. The Judas Shegog story was based right here at Rowan Oak. It's the story of Judas Shegog, who was unlucky at love and flung herself off the balcony and was buried underneath a magnolia tree in the garden. And we tell the story. And it's a retelling of Mr. and Mrs. Faulkner's courtship. It's a great story. I wish he would have written it down, but he didn't.
Everyone wants an old house to be haunted, and everyone gets excited by stories about ghosts. I don't believe it's William Faulkner's ghost. I think he's resting peacefully. It seems more like a child to me, kind of a more playful presence.
I got to work here though, so I talked myself in it to not being haunted at all. I don't think so. I think William Faulkner moved on a long time ago. I don't believe it. If it is haunted, I don't believe it's him.
Thanks for joining us. If you like what you see, subscribe to Mississippi Public Broadcasting. Till next time, I'll be seeing you on Mississippi Roads.
Down Mississippi.